Hey guys, Kirsten Zaki here, and this is my 6th video blog, and I'm going to teach two different technologies today. I'm going to teach Socrative, which is a formative assessment tool, and I'm also going to teach eMaze, which is a presentation creator. The first one that I'm going to talk about is Socrative, and I have Bob Schmitz with me, who's a math teacher, and he has heard about Socrative, but he hasn't used it, so he asked if I could talk about this one. And he already has an account for it, so I have him logged into it, and then I have screen shared through Google Hangout my screen with him so he can see exactly what I'm doing. So first thing I want to talk about is this is a great way to get quick access to what your kids know. So the first thing, we can start a quiz, and I already have one quiz in here, so I'll show you this to begin with. And then you're going to choose from 3 different things. You can have it student paced, so you can get immediate feedback. They answer the questions in their order. It's immediate, it's right away. Student paced could be they can switch which ones, like if they don't understand the first question, they can skip it and go back to it later. Whereas the immediate feedback is they have to do it in order. And then there's also teacher paced, which is the teacher would give one question and then have all the students respond, and then they would put up another question. So the first one I'm going to show you is just the student paced, and then I'm going to click on Start. And then I have another window open with a student account on Socrative. When we have Socrative, you have a teacher's room. So my room name right now is just K Zaki, and I'll show you in a little bit how to change that. But I'm going to put that in there and join a room. So this is as a student. And the first question it should ask is to enter your name. So you just have your students, you can enter their first name if you have multiple students with the same first name, which you probably don't, you're at a small enough school, but they could put in their first letter of their last name too. So then the first question that I have set up here is Socrative is easy to set up, true or false. In Socrative, all you need to set it up is just your username, a password, and an email address. So it is super easy to set up. So if I click on true and submit my answer as a student, it shows me if I was correct or not, and that's what it'll show to your students. If I switch back to the teacher page, I can see the student name, and the student has 50% progress made on that quiz, and they answered the first one with true, and they got it right. Class total, there's only one person, so it's 100%, but that could be a really cool tool if you see that half your class is still failing at that question. You could reteach that. It'd be really easy to kind of see that instead of using like a clicker. Since you guys have one-to-one Chromebooks, that would be pretty easy to use. I'm going to switch back to the student one. If I click on OK, the second question that I have is what is your favorite color? So you can type it, the student can type in an answer, submit, and then this just says that the question was submitted. But as a teacher, I can see that they answered it. There is no correct answer on that one, so it is just blank. And then when you finish your quiz, it'll ask you how you'd like to see your report. So you can have it emailed, download, view chart, and you can actually view it later, which when we're in the classroom, the last thing we want to look at is how all 20 of our students did, so you can view it later, and then I'll show you how to get that in. Now if you are in the middle of class and you want to ask a quick question, you can just click on quick question, and then you have 3 different options: multiple choice, true or false, or short answer. So you can pick on your option, and instead of you typing in a question, you just verbally say the question, and then you give them the answer. So again, or the options. So on this one, you may have said, what color is the sky? A is green, B is blue, C is purple. So then they would push blue and then submit their answer. And then again, as a teacher, I see 100% of my students answered with B. So that would be something that you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about ahead of time. You could just know what question you're going to ask, have your multiple choices, or if you do a true and false, and then you can throw it up there immediately without having to do any prep work on it, which is kind of nice. If you have multiple quizzes already in the system, you can click on Manage Quizzes. Here you can create a quiz. You can also import a quiz. And if you have somebody else on Socrative that has already created a quiz, you can do it through there. Or if you have a Socrative quiz on an Excel file, that could be an easy way to upload a quiz through there as well. You can download the template so you can use that for all of the quizzes. That's kind of neat there. The other thing, the last quiz that I just gave, we said to view the report later, so I can click now on report, and then I can see the different dates and times that I've given quizzes. So this would be the last one, and then now I could download it if I wanted to see it now. Do I want the whole class, individual student, whatever you want there, and then it's downloaded, so you do have a hard copy of that as well. Dashboard always gets you back to the home page, so that's kind of nice. Space Race might be good for like middle school kids that are more into little games, try to keep their attention. And then the exit ticket is kind of a neat thing as well. When you click on it as a teacher, it just says that the class is in progress. But as a student, I need to enter my name in again. So the exit ticket, all it asks is how well did you understand today's material, and then they have the options: totally got it, pretty well, not very well, not at all. So it doesn't really ask them a question, but they can say, yeah, pretty much got today's, and then you can have them say, what exactly did you learn? So we learned, I don't know, the quadratic formula. I don't know what they would say. I learned a lot. Okay, so then, oops, what did that one say? Then if you have another question, you can have them answer that there as well. So it's kind of you can continually go if you have more questions, but then again, on the teacher page, it gives you instantaneous results, and it shows you in percentages how many of your students really got it, how many, where you're at with the students, see if you need to reteach it again tomorrow. So I think Socrative is a excellent way for instant feedback from students, especially if you have, I know you guys have the one-to-one Chromebooks, so it'd be an awesome way to utilize those. Is there any questions that you had about the Socrative?
No, on the when you click on a report or when you view a report, can you export that into like an online grading system? Or would you just have to like type in the actual scores that they have?
I think you would have to put it in, like, it would give you an Excel format, but you would still have to manually enter it into your gradebook that you have. I don't think I haven't seen anything where it's actually connected with any gradebook. Like we use PowerSchool. I don't think it would automatically put it in there. That would be really nice, though.
Make a one-page report of, here's the student's name with their score that they've got out of it.
Yeah. Yep. So it's a lot easier, and it's going to be they don't have their last name on it, so it's not going to be in alphabetical order, but it will at least give you all of their information and how they scored on it. And I just pulled that up, so I'll move that into the screen too. So it has student's name, what they scored, 100%, and then they scored true, which is green because it was right, and then favorite color, they didn't have a right answer for that. So it would still give you in alphabetical order by first name, but that would be all that would be there. All right. Any other questions on that one?
Not right now. No.
Excellent. I'm going to switch over to eMaze. One of the requests that I had was for a like an alternative to a PowerPoint presentation, and he had heard of Prezi, but I had already had some experience with Prezi, so I wanted to find something different from that. I found eMaze. eMaze is very similar to Prezi and PowerPoint. The thing that I really like about Prezi or eMaze is that you can actually upload a PowerPoint that you already have done, and it'll put it into an eMaze template. So that's what I did with this one here, and actually I already have it open in another window. So this was a PowerPoint that I had for one of my grad classes as an introduction, and it took all of the wording that I had, all of the slides that I have, and then it just put it into the eMaze template. So all of the effects, all of the transitions, I didn't do any of that. I just uploaded my PowerPoint. And I know as teachers we always have PowerPoints that are ready to go, and I know you do a lot of work on your PowerPoints, so this could be something if you've already used it, you can just throw it up on here and it does all the cool effects, keeps the kids' attention and things like that, and it's not any added work for you. So that's really nice. And that you just click on this little up PPT button, and you can also create a new presentation as well. They have a ton of different templates that you can use. They have, I mean, there is just numerous different ones. They have science ones, they have technology ones, they have a little bit of everything. So I'll choose, we just saw that one. We'll choose science.
Now, where did you find the science at?
I just scrolled down on there, but I think on one of the pages it has education on the left-hand screen. It didn't on mine, probably just because I have a smaller. You're logged in, correct?
Yeah.
And then I'm clicked on my for my presentations. And then I clicked on create a new presentation, or just new, either one of those. So then on this, and Prezi does a little bit of already does some animations for you, but I think eMaze does a lot more in-depth things for it. But you can change your text, your images, your media. The nice thing about the medias is you can just put it straight in from YouTube, just copy and paste your website or the URL into there, or an embedding code, and it'll put it straight in there so you don't have to download it first. If you're switching computers, like school computers, a lot of school computers don't have access to YouTube, then you'd probably want to download it anyway. And then shapes are pretty standard, just like any other PowerPoint or Google presentation, Prezi, any of those. The chart feature I thought was kind of neat. I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger so you can see this. If you need to add a chart for something, you can actually add your information right in on the chart part of this website. So you can have like your columns, your X and Y axis, your column names. You can have all of that right away, that you can just throw it in, and then you can either have a column, a line graph, pie graph, table, organizational chart, anything like that. So I thought that was kind of cool, instead of having to like go off of Excel and create a graph, or if you use Google presentation and you're creating your graph in there, then with a lot of them like PowerPoint, you have to, put it back into, you have to save it, copy it, paste it, anything like that. Whereas this one, you can just kind of throw it on there right away as you're making your presentation. So I think that's kind of nice as well. And it's very easy to use. Prezi, sometimes I get kind of mixed up with where everything's at, but eMaze is really, everything's right on the front of everything. There are a couple of different options for eMaze. I signed up for the free version, free for life. You only have the storage of 200 megabytes, and then with the Pro or the eMazing, you get to do collaboration. You can download your presentations, offline viewing, use your own logo, privacy controls. So you can see the difference there. You go up from 200 megabytes to 2 gigs to unlimited, and collaboration. At the free level, you don't have any collaboration. Pro, you have up to 3 collaborators, and then eMazing is unlimited. So if collaboration is something that several of you are really interested in doing, that might be something worthwhile as well. But for what I would use it for, the free would be more than what I would need. So, and I only have about 30 seconds left of video, but did you have any questions about the eMaze at all?
I was just going to ask about the collaboration. Does that mean that I would send it out to students and they could edit it?
Yeah, or you could send out, like if you had groups, you could send out to 3 different people and everyone could collaborate at the same time, kind of like you can with Google Presentation, but this one has a little bit more of those features on there. All right, thanks. Have a nice day.